Tomtom and Coco, the curse of the Wakwak.
A long time ago, in a square little world full of blocks and creatures, there lived two brave boys, Tomtom and Coco. After their last big battle with the terrifying Pugot, the village was peaceful. The sun was bright, pigs oinked happily, and even the chickens clucked in harmony. Tomtom swung a wooden sword. "I'm the monster slayer." Coco stacked dirt blocks, building a goofy monster house. Tomtom laughed. "The monsters are gone forever." Coco grinned. "Yeah, but if another one comes, we'll zap it together." That night, something felt wrong. The square moon had vanished. The torches flickered. Even the sheep were silent. Then a cold wind swept through the blocky forest. And then a chilling scream tore across the sky. Tomtom leapt from bed. "Did you hear that?" Coco clutched his toy sword. "Something's flying out there." In the morning, the world was strange. The blacksmith's furnace was cold, the farmer's chest wide open, and little Rena was missing. Only her carved cat doll sat quietly by the fence. Old Grandma Bilma stood by the well. "It's the Wakwak," she said, "a giant monster bird that screams in the night." She looked at the boys, and I think it came because it's afraid of you two. Tomtom and Coco stared at each other. Another adventure had begun. Grandma Bilma handed the boys a glowing compass. "It will lead you to the Totem Islands," she said. Tomtom held it up. "Let's find the Wakwak's secret," Coco whispered. "I hope there's no lava." They followed a rocky path to a mysterious cave. Jagged stone, vines swaying gently in the wind. Inside, their torchlight flickered across walls etched with ancient pixel runes. Tomtom touched a stone, and a hidden chest slid open. A scroll inside unrolled itself. Shimmering pieces floated above them. A glowing map appeared made of light blocks in the air. 3 islands, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 white. "It's a puzzle," Coco said. Tomtom nodded. "Let's solve it." The red island came first. With Grandma Bilma's help, they built a flying balloon. Red wool, slime blocks, and glowstone stitched together. "Be safe," she said, waving as the balloon rose into the sky. The balloon floated high above the clouds until they landed in a floating jungle. Vines dangled from trees. Blocky monkeys stared wide-eyed from the leaves. One monkey dropped a glowing fruit. Tomtom picked it up. "There's a riddle on this." They read aloud. "I burn without fire, I fly without wings. I'm silent as stone, but I whisper through things. Find me where the vines don't grow, where courage makes the red light glow." They solved it. Vines slid away, revealing a hidden red totem. Then a Wakwak spirit swooped down from the treetops. Tomtom swung from vines. Coco triggered a redstone trap. The spirit burst into glowing dust. "1 island down!" Coco cheered. Their balloon touched down on a fiery blue island. Magma blocks lit the path. The air shimmered with heat. Nearby, a crashed airship lay broken. Iron pieces and wool scattered across the ground. Inside the wreckage, a book glowed with strange energy. Property of Elias, it read. Elias? Coco asked. The Sky Warrior? They looked around the wreck and found enchanted gems and glowing iron. Tomtom crafted a crystal slingshot. Suddenly the fire Wakwak appeared. It shrieked and soared through the lava mist, wings blazing with flame. Coco ducked and dodged behind obsidian rocks. Tomtom took aim with the slingshot. The fiery spirit exploded into red-hot feathers and scattered into the clouds. That was close, Coco gasped. As the boys stepped out of the glowing tunnel, the warm flickers of the underground cave behind them faded into the howling wind. Their boat rocked gently on icy waves, waiting. Tomtom glanced at Coco. Ready? Coco nodded, gripping his wooden sword tightly, even though he knew it wouldn't help against what came next. The sky above the ocean was dark, with clouds stretching like claws across the stars. Cold mist curled over the surface of the water as they sailed forward, the island ahead barely visible, white, still, and silent. Not a torch, not a flicker, not a sound. The cursed island loomed closer, and a chill deeper than snow settled into their bones. The boat scraped ashore on the snowy white island. Everything was silent, too silent. Tomtom stepped off the boat first. It's freezing, he said, shivering. Coco followed, his breath forming clouds in the cold air. Why is it so quiet? The whole island village was frozen. Icy wind whispered through broken windows. Villagers stood completely still, frozen solid, their eyes wide in fear. One held a lantern, another was frozen mid-run. Even the chickens were statues of frost. In the centre of the village, a glowing red totem stood surrounded by cracked snow. It hummed faintly. Coco poked it with a stick. Don't! Tomtom warned. But nothing happened. Tomtom knelt beside it and noticed symbols carved into the ice. It's the same as in the caves, he said, but this one's humming. Suddenly a low whisper drifted across the snow. I burn without fire. I fly without wings. Tomtom gasped. The riddle! He recited it carefully. I'm silent as stone, but I whisper through things. Find me where the vines don't grow, where courage makes the red light glow. Coco looked around. No vines here, just snow and this creepy red light. Then he pointed. Look! Behind the totem was a stone cave, its entrance sealed by icy vines. But no plants grew near it. The red light from the totem was faintly shining toward it, like it was pointing. Tomtom and Coco held hands and approached. The closer they got, the louder the whisper became. Can you hear it? Coco asked. Tomtom nodded. It's calling us. They touched the glowing totem together, and the icy vines melted away. The stone door rumbled open. Inside, darkness and frost. Coco whispered, Do we go in? Tomtom looked back at the frozen villagers, then nodded. We have to. He took a deep breath. Let's finish this. The boys stepped into the cave, their footsteps echoing in the icy silence. Frost clung to the walls and each breath clouded the air. The totem's red glow faded behind them, and pale blue crystals shimmered ahead. The cave wept frozen tears. Suddenly the whisper returned, stronger. Heart of ice cursed by flame. Only truth can end the game. Tomtom glanced at Coco. We're close. At the cave's deepest point stood a crystal chamber, its centre holding a frozen, beating heart. glowing red suspended in midair. Wrapped around it, a shadowy creature with wings folded tight, the Wakwak, trapped but alive. Its eyes opened. The entire cave shook. It hissed. But Tomtom stepped forward. You took their warmth. You don't belong here. The Wakwak's shadow stretched, wrapping around the cave like smoke. It screamed, not in anger, but fear. Coco pointed. Look! The heart! It's cracking! Tomtom remembered the riddle. Truth, not fire, not a weapon. He dropped his sword. Then he reached out and touched the heart. A shock of red light surged through the chamber, and the Wakwak howled. But instead of attacking, it dissolved into mist, into wind, into silence. The heart stopped beating, then shattered. A warm wind blew through the tunnel. Outside, the island was changing. Tomtom and Coco stepped into the village. The ice melted from the villagers' faces. Chickens flapped and clucked. Children blinked in confusion. Lanterns lit themselves again. The red totem turned to ash. Back on their boat, the sun peeked over the horizon. The snow was melting and the sky was blue again. Coco leaned on Tomtom's shoulder. That was really scary. Tomtom smiled. Yeah, but we did it. He looked at the empty sea behind them, then at the map. One last red mark faded away.